retail company can use ERP Next to manage their purchases, their sales, their web portal, right? Let's assume a business. Let's assume that we are a company. We have a multiple retail shops. We have a centralized store from where we make purchases, and then we transfer all our purchases to a specific retail warehouse. And then we also have a web portal from which we make online sales. Right? So the very basic master we need as a retailer is item master. You have to have all your items in place, the items you sell, the items you buy. And when you add an item, this is one of our stock item. I have also added an image. You can categorize your item, and in the end then you have a website. So if you want this website, this item to be displayed on a website, then ensure that showing website is checked. If you want to make a sales transaction for this item, then ensure that its sales item is checked. If you also purchase this item, then its purchase item should be checked as well, right? And let's assume that we follow stock to order approach, which means that we have defined various stages in our warehouse. So this is our store, and then we have defined reorder level for each item, and reorder quantity would be 10. So whenever stock goes at 20, system will automatically create a reorder. System will automatically generate a material request for 10 quantity. Right. So this is very useful when you make purchases based on a reorder level of an item. And then you can also maintain your price list. So price list is very important, because when you're making sales invoices, you just want to select an item and you want item text details to be fetched automatically. Item rates and stuff should be fetched automatically. So this is how you set up an item. And then we have a warehouse, right? So you can also define which all warehouses you have. You can add a new parent, say retail stores, and then in the retail stores you can add child, say Bandra store, and then you can say Glover Parel store. So you can add each of your retail locations as a warehouse in your ERP Next account, from where you'll be making sales. All right. So this is how you can set up your warehouse master. And then comes your purchases. So to be able to make or sell an item, you have to have stock available in your warehouse. So let's quickly go through a purchase process. Buying, material request. So you can create new material requests from here, or as I said earlier, you can also have material requests generated automatically. Say we are purchasing it for lower parallel warehouse. So what is the required date? We need by 12. And then we can add another item, say 1+3. Say we need this for Bandra store, and we need this by 24. So we can save it. And then against this we can make a request for quotation. So if you are going to multiple suppliers and asking them to send you a quotation for these two items, you can create a request for quotation. And when you receive quotation from those suppliers, you can create supplier quotations against that material request or request for quotation. But if you have already identified a supplier from whom you make purchases, you can directly create a purchase order in your ERP Next account. Enter rates quoted by the supplier, rate at which you'll be buying these items from your supplier. I'm sorry, one extra zero. So we can save it, and then we can submit this. So this is how your purchase order would look with these two items. can edit it. And when we actually receive goods from our supplier, we make a purchase receipt entry, wherein for each item we will define what is the received quantity and what is the accepted quantity. So received quantity could be 10, but accepted quantity could be 7. 3 could go into rejected warehouse if they are damaged or something. So we can save this purchase receipt. So purchase receipt adds stock in our warehouse. We can see it from here, stock ledger. So when we make purchase receipt, this item was added in this warehouse on this date, right? So we have stock in our warehouse now. Or you could also do a centralized purchase. So you could receive items in your main central warehouse, and then you can do a material transfer when you're actually transferring goods from your central warehouse to the retail warehouse. And then comes the invoicing part. So you can make a purchase invoice if you're paying your supplier instantly. So you can also check this is paid. So payment entry will be done from the purchase invoice itself. Okay, so in the payment section, mode of payment should be defined. So it was cash. So this is the purchase side. Now let's quickly jump to the sales side. The main motto and topic of this webinar. So how do we manage point of sale transactions in ERP next? So if in here we can go to so this is our pause view, wherein all the items we have added in our item master will be shown here. This view has been optimized uh, for a retail store, wherein you have to make transactions very quickly. We have given a larger button for each item. So let's say if you're using a touch keyboard or touch monitor, so you can quickly add item by just clicking on an item you're selling, and then item will be added on the left side, right? In the back end, it will create sales invoice when you make a point of sale invoice from here. In the back end, it will make sales invoice only. Now sales invoice has many fields, right? So when you're making a pause sales invoice, you don't have so much time to make so many to enter values in those many fields. So what we have done, we have provided a master called pause profile. So in the pause profile, you can define the possible defaults for that user. So let's say I'm stationed at Bandra store. So what would be the series? When I make a sales invoice, what would be the series? So this would be the series. What would be the warehouse? Say it would be Bandra warehouse. And okay, campaign is not needed. Then what would be the customer? So do you want to add a customer each time, or you want to set one customer as a default? So you can also add a retail Bandra customer as a default in your customer master, and then you can set that customer as a default. Now you can leave it blank, and you can add sale customer when you're making sales invoice. And then you have to basically then define mode of pause profile. So you're defining defaults for this user. Say he could receive payment in cash or via credit card or via check. Print format would be point of sale. What would be the right of account? So in case you have some marginal difference in the amount, where would it be booked? And then you can define default income account and expense account for this user. So it will be fetched automatically as well. So all these fields are already there in the sales invoice. What we are doing with pause profile is we are defining maximum default values, so you can make sales invoices quickly. You can make it faster. So this would be the text master applicable. Save it. So let me go back to the POS invoice. Let me open the POS. Say the customer's name is Alan. Now, if you want to add an item, you Alan. Let me add an item here. Okay, so item is added this time correctly. Right? One item is added, and what you this is one way to add an item in the POS invoice. You can also search an item from here. Say I want moto, so it will and all right. And if you have a serial number for each item, if you assign a serial number for each item, so you can just keep the cursor here and scan the serial number. If you have also barcoded the serial number of an item, then you just need to scan that barcode, and the relevant serial number item should be fetched in your sales invoice. So this is also available. So let's assume that this customer is buying from us. This is the item. It has also applied tax based on the tax master we defined in the POS profile. Right, and now once you have entered all the details, then let's go to pay. Right, so this is the total amount. By default it will update it to cash, but say you can also divide the amount through multiple mode of payment. Right, so say he is making payment, so we can submit it, and once submitted, then we can also check a print. So this is the standard print format we have for POS invoices. This is how it would be printed, because at retail stores they have the standard smaller printers for printing their bills, right? So now the sales invoices is paid, and then the other thing we have is offline invoices. So the other and the big feature of point of sale is you can use this feature, at least this feature, even when there is no internet connection. So if you have all the items and all the masters is already in place, you can make sales invoices as soon as much as long as you're on this screen, even in the offline mode, and system will keep all the invoices in a local memory, in a browser's cache, and when there is internet connection available, then system will sync all those invoices. So this is very useful feature. You can use it in an offline mode as well, and you can view which all invoices you have still in the offline mode, and you can also sync master data. So these are the features available in the point of sale invoice. So let's break here for first round of questions. If you have any queries, then please post it in the chat section. Okay, reordering. What is reordering? Reordering is when you want to maintain a minimum inventory level in your warehouse. You can say that I should have at least 10 quantity of this item in my warehouse always. It should not go below 10. Right. So for in that case, you can define a reorder level of an item. Then if stock goes below 20, then system should automatically trigger a material request, and it should reorder that item. So it should not go below 10 at any point. Sure. So so the question asked here is, can we have different series for POS invoices and normal invoices? Yes, you can, and that's what I did. The default naming series for sales invoice is INV. Right, this is INV, if you can see it here, but the POS invoice which I just made, its series is this. Right, so you can have a different series for retail invoices. In fact, if you have multiple store, then you can make a unique series for each retail store as well. Okay, so let's move forward. We have seen that how would you manage your purchases and stock and invoicing in case you have multiple retail stores. That's one way we sell our items as a retail business. But let's assume that we also have a web shop. We have a website wherein we list all our items, and we allow our customers to log in, make in online orders, make payment, and we want all the orders we receive from the website to be tracked in ERPNX as well. right? So this feature comes inbuilt in Yapinext. Our website is gadgets.yapinext.com. Now let's say I open a new window and I go to gadgets.yapinext.com.
So this website is generated from your ERP Next account.
These are the items you have added in your item master. There was a default contact us page added. From here you can post your company's blog, and then this is the complete list of items, sales item which you have added in your ERP Next account. If you let's assume that we are customers now. So if we want to place an order for this item, how would we go about doing it? Now when I click on item, it's showing item image, items price, add to cart button, and then there's some description. So you can have a lot more elaborated description of an item. Then there are other websites which are generated from ERPNext itself. So this is a small demo of website, another website which is generated from ERPNext. This is the item group page, and then if I click on this, then this is the item page, and this is the description table. And this is the another website, Rohit Industries Group. They're based in Delhi, and they've been using website module quite extensively. Right, so this is the home page. Now let's say we check one of their items. So this is one of their item master. These are the variants. So if you add item variants in the master, the same will be available in the website as well. And then this is some description. And then you can also do an add to cart and place an order right from here. So let's come back to our website. So this is the item I need to order. I can click add to cart, but system won't be able to store it unless I log in. So let me log in. And if you are, let's say the client comes to a website and they don't have a login ID, so they can also sign up. So they'll just have to provide a login ID, and they'll go through a verification process, and they'll get a password for their ERP Next account. So the customer will enter the login ID and password, and now they come back logged in, right? And now they can add this item in their cart. So this is how their cart would look like. Item, they can add more quantity, and based on that the amount would be calculated. The customer can also add their billing and shipping address.
Let's add another item.
And so we have these two items in our cart, and then we can place an order. Okay, so in the item master, unfortunately we don't have a default warehouse. It needs. Okay, so now this order is placed. Right, you can see that for item, what is the quantity, what is the amount, and based on that we get grand total. So what system does, it has created sales order in the backend. If we go back to our ERP Next account and see sales order, so we can see that system has automatically created sales order for the customer mail. It was created via shopping cart, and these are the two items and rates at which customer has placed an order. Now against this we can take an action. When we're actually delivering these goods to our customer, we can make a delivery note against this, and then we can also make a sales invoice and payment entry against it. Now the another feature, important feature we have, let's say client has placed an order, but to make it a complete e-commerce website, we should also allow option to make payment from the website itself, right? So we have added a feature. So you can go to integration services. In the integration services, click on new, select the service. So these are the services with which we have the integration readily available. So you can select PayPal, enable it, save it. All right, and then you'll have to provide these credentials: API username, API password, signature. So you'll get all this detail from your PayPal account, right? For now, I have added Razorpay, and once I added Razorpay, it asked me for the Razorpay settings. So I have a Razorpay account here, and when I log into my Razorpay account, I click on API keys, and from here it will allow me to generate a key, and that will provide you the information you need for completing this integration. So once I save this, then this is done, and then we have.
So to enable customers to make payments from your ERP Next account itself, go to shopping cart setting. In the shopping cart setting, check this field, enable checkout, select payment gateway account. So this account will be created automatically as soon as you save the integration service successfully. Save. Now let's log in as a customer and see. So when we log in as a customer, we can go to orders. We can open the sales order we made, and now we see this button, pay. So if I click on this field, it will redirect me to the payment gateway, wherein I can enter credentials. I can select mode of payment, and then I can complete payment. So when you complete, when a customer makes payment, system will automatically create sales invoice and payment entry in the backend. So in the complete sales cycle, all you have to do is create a delivery note against the sales order when you actually dispatch that item to the customer.
So we have first query: how customer will see order history or tracking of orders. So when customers log in, there'll be section here when they'll be able to track their orders. So you can also configure what customer will see when they log in. So in the website module, we have portal settings.
So in the portal settings, you can define what would be the default role which would be assigned to that customer. And in here, for each document also you'll be able to assign a role. Like for sales order, it is customer. So now we'll have to assign a customer role to user to a customer need.
Okay, so this is our website user. If we assign this user a customer's role, and if we do a refresh, then he is able to see orders, right? So these are the orders which was placed by him earlier. These are the invoices. These are the shipment which was made. So you can also control permission of your customers based on roles. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, so I think we can stop here. If you don't have any more queries, recording is on, so you can expect this complete webinar uploaded on YouTube very soon. And if you have any queries, then we are always available on support@yapnings.com, and also on Discuss forum, discuss.yapnings.com. Please keep in your queries coming, your suggestions. We'll be waiting to hear from you. Thanks very much for attending.